Question number 13. Which of the following are benefits of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, also known as AWS CAF? We're looking for 2 answers. Our 5 options include increased fixed infrastructure costs, reduced business risk, slower deployment processes, limited global reach, and improved operational efficiency. You're aware already of the AWS well-architected framework, which describes what makes a solution built in the cloud good, what makes it trustworthy and reliable for the long term. Here we've got a different AWS white paper in view, the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. If you're an organization that has a lot of IT resources on premises in a corporate office building of some sort, the process of adopting the cloud as a home for some or all of your workloads is a big change. Being able to manage that adoption process well is what the Cloud Adoption Framework is all about. So, which 2 of these 5 answers best illustrate the benefits of using that framework? Let's take a look. Our first option is increased fixed infrastructure costs. Well, that doesn't sound like a benefit. I want to reduce my fixed infrastructure costs. I want flexibility. I want infrastructure costs that can rise when there's a need for more resources to satisfy customer demand, but I also want infrastructure costs that can shrink when the demand for my application goes the other way. If I have seasonal increases and decreases in demand on my system, having fixed infrastructure costs doesn't serve me very well. So A is not what we're looking for. How about reduced business risk? That sounds like a benefit. I'd rather reduce my risk if I get the option. If I can adopt the use of AWS in the way that AWS thinks best fits the needs of most businesses, that should be driving down the risks that I incur by making that transition. Option C, slower deployment processes. Not a benefit. Faster deployment in general is one of the things that I'm hoping to get. I would expect that the Cloud Adoption Framework would remove deployment blockers from my path, easing the burden of migrating solutions from on-prem to the cloud. Also wrong here is limited global reach. As we've identified, AWS has AWS regions on every continent, with the exception of Antarctica. So that's definitely not what we're looking for. How about improved operational efficiency? And once again, if we're using AWS the way AWS is designed to be used, that should optimize our efficient use of those resources. So our 2 benefits of the AWS CAF: reduced business risk and improved operational efficiency.